interesting experience this year. I had a very significant weight fluctuation. I gained a lot of weight. I lost, most of it at this moment. I'm still working on it, and as you know, it gets harder and harder the more you lose. But why did it happen? I had a really stressful year.
Yes, you did.
And I didn't handle it well. What was interesting is that exactly at the same time as I was struggling with the, weight loss strategy, I was witness to a conversation where a person I know was complaining about significant weight gain she experienced in recent years, and her friend was saying to her comforting words, saying, who cares, everybody is beautiful and you're beautiful the way you are, and the standards of beauty current in the society are anyway completely ridiculous. The full-bodied women are just as beautiful and gorgeous and admired, and they have more of the joy of life, joie de vivre, than slender women. And and I was listening to this, and as a person who had just gained a lot of weight, oh my God, I was relating to this. But all of a sudden it clicked in my mind that, it's from the devil, Katie, it's from the devil. There was a temptation to actually believe that I can attach and invest myself into this new image for myself and, comfortably sink in it and relax, which is not bad. I mean, if you're comfortable in your body and your self-image, it's fine. But the big question is, if I'm not supposed to pay any attention to whatever they say, then why should I change my self-image based on my physical parameters, whether I gained weight or I lost weight? You see, the difference between what this friend was advising and her whole philosophy and my view of it is that I view it as a perfectly technical issue. The key is not to attach any drama or any emotional content to this issue. I just felt that the advice that was given, it had quite a bit of certain self-serving untruths in it. And in the end, I feel that this kind of attitude, it's based on self-pity.
Exactly. And as you know, having heard me complain about this for a while, I too have had a recent and very, very unwelcome spike in my weight. And it hasn't been massive, but it's not something that I am used to. As someone who's had a lifelong interest in physical fitness, in being, athletic, it's been difficult, and it's been surprising because in the past it's really been very easy for me to push the weight back down, and this time it has not been. And I would agree, I didn't have the same set of family circumstances, but I think it's really important to be aware of your circumstances. In my case, frankly, emotional, dealing with grief, dealing with a lot of grief that was maybe exacerbating one's daily stress, puts you in a different place.
Yeah, this year was really ultra bad for you too.
And as you say, it's, I agree. I think a lot of emotional content and a lot of self-image gets attached to a number on the scale. Now, I will say that, and I'm also going to say, as anyone that knows me knows, I weigh myself every day, and I write that number down.
No,
and
that's crazy.
But see, and I very much dispute that, because to me, my body is an ongoing science experiment.
Okay, I bought myself a bathroom scale, but it happened only a week ago. Seriously.
But you shouldn't do it. If there are people that are every day going to wake up and freak out by doing this, then no, that's obviously not going to work. And that's exactly the point, is don't attach so much to it. To me, it's data. My weight is data. So I'm not happy that the weight got up higher than I'd like it to be, but I also recognize it's just data. It's just a number. Do I really look any different to anyone else? No, I don't. Do my clothes all fit? Yes, they do. It's me. It's where I want to be, and I own that. And that's why you know, I don't like people saying, oh, you're crazy for weighing yourself every day. My response to that is, none of your business. You know, it's my body. I know what I'm doing with it. I know where I want to be, and I know how I handle this data. But I do think for a lot of women, it's just very, very hard to escape this, because society and the media, and now the media just pervades us. There's just no escape. On your phone, your computer, your TV, it's like we have no respite from it. These images, these idealized images, and the women in these images, they don't even look like they look. I mean, they're photoshopped, carefully posed, carefully lit, and you read the stories of what actual models go through before a big photo shoot. They don't look like that, you know? So why do we expect ourselves to look like that? It's crazy, it's crazy. But you have to recognize that, and that can be the hard part. And I think if you can view it as purely a technical process, I do agree with that. That's me with my scientific data. But I think it's almost impossible to completely escape, you know, the pinching of, not where I want to be, not where I should be. But allow that. Let's not beat ourselves up that we sometimes still have that reflex reaction of, I'm not happy about this. You're allowed that. You're allowed to step on that scale, say, I'm not happy with that number.
Well, can you think of it as, I want to be in that place, but not think in terms of happiness or unhappiness in emotional terms?
I don't know that you can, though. I think that whether you can or you cannot, maybe some people can and maybe some people cannot, but I think to simply recognize that sometimes you're going to have that little pinch, and maybe it's a pinch of unhappiness. The question is, are you going to dwell on it all day? Mm-hmm. Are you going to allow this, in my opinion, to make you miserable, make you feel bad about yourself? Because none of that is helpful. You know, it's just not helpful.
I know that when I'm upset and there is a certain spark of self-pity in me, that's precisely when I am prone to binging. Either in eating or alcohol consumption. You know, I'm medicating, I'm giving something to my inner child.
Champagne, yes, we know.
Champagne, well, that's my preferred method of weight loss. Champagne for dinner. Either you are experiencing self-pity or maybe sickness and unhealth, and this is another reason for weight gain or loss, or you are doing this as a form of medication, and I do it as a form of medication temporarily. I view it as a transitional stage. But in the bigger picture, to stay away from this. So whenever you have this voice in your head that starts telling you, oh, well, I'm beautiful this way anyway, and if anybody thinks otherwise, they are wrong, and, you know, they shouldn't. You know, main thing is not to be on the defensive. Instead of ignoring those voices from the outside and the current, beauty standards and whatnot, who really cares? Seriously, I mean, who really cares? Instead, you do care by trying to align with them, by defending yourself against them and saying, I'm not that, I'm this. Well, sorry, through this opposition, you actually are well aligned with this. So how about just ignoring it completely and saying, it's just technical matter, okay?
But also to have reality of what is realistic. What is realistic? Mm-hmm. And again, looking at the circumstances of one's life, and as I keep a lot of scientific data, to stop and realize, I've been unhappy for X months, and it really messed up my workout routine. Mm-hmm. And then I changed gyms. And you add these factors in, and you're like, there's a reason why this change happened. Because we are largely speaking about change here. Yeah. Well, there's a reason why this happened. And also sometimes to realize, like in my case, as I have recently, getting into a brand new activity, a physical activity, has put on more muscle. So you can't have it both ways. Do I want to keep doing this activity that I love, which is pole dancing, and I feel very fit and very strong, and I have all this, I have all this muscle mass. But the end result is, well, yeah, my weight went up with that, and yeah, my waist got wider with that because it's muscle. So again, I need to own that. What do I want to do? You can't have everything.
I'm not sure I would mind that kind of weight. But please, if it's muscle, I don't mind that muscle on my waist.
No, and that's true, and that's coming to this looking at your body as something that you own, it's your own science project, and distancing yourself from what people are telling you should be, whether you're very small or very large or anywhere in between, it really is only your business. And the important thing is to be healthy. What is healthy for you? Where do you feel good in your body that you wake up and you have good energy, you have a positive frame of mind, you know that you're not sickly, that you're not having all kinds of headaches and physical ailments. I mean, this comes from people that are not healthy. Are you healthy? Because it's really, the numbers are meaningless in terms of health. Numbers, honestly, are meaningless in terms of how you look. It's just data. It's just data, technical data, if you will.
Yeah, I so agree.
And we need to try to move beyond that. And also, a funny thing is, you know, are we ever really satisfied? There's not some magical happiness that comes from being at this magical number on the scale. Recently, I was looking at some older photos of mine, and a particular photo shoot, I was in a bikini, so it was, you know, very easy to see what my body looked like at that moment in time. And I was thinking, gosh, I wish I could be back at that weight. And remembering that day very, very clearly, and on that day, at that weight, I still wasn't happy. I still wasn't satisfied. It wasn't whatever unrealistic idea of perfection might have been in my mind. And that's just it. It's not going to make you happy, and it's not going to make life magically good. So distance ourselves from it.